So today I'm going to install RSTuner onto my Clio 172, but I kind of did it a little backwards. I recorded some of my GoPro when I actually did it, and I'm doing this right now after the fact, and I'm going to be going through some of my screen recordings of when I installed it, and I'm just going to be talking through, so it'll be a little back and forth at the beginning, but we'll get through it, so let's get into it. So on RSTuner's website, they say that you can only do it on a Windows PC, but I found a workaround for that. So if you have a Mac and you don't want to buy a Windows PC, I can show you exactly how to do it and it'll work. So the first thing you're going to want to do if you're on a Mac is to download Parallels Destop. I'll put a link for Parallels Destop down in the description, but it's pretty easy to set up. You have, I think it's a 15-day free trial, and then it's $99 per year, but in my mind that's a lot cheaper than buying a whole new PC just to tune your car. So that's what I did and it worked for me. Alright, so once you have Parallels set up on your Mac, or if you have a Windows PC, just whenever you log in, go ahead and go to RSTuner.com and you'll go up to downloads in the top right and you'll select RSTuner software. So it'll take you to a login page. If you already have an account with RSTuner, just go ahead and log in, but if you don't, you'll need to create an account and it'll go through a few steps, and once you have your account, you'll be able to log in and download the software. So we're going to be downloading the latest RSTuner setup for Windows. As you can see, there's no option for Mac, but if you're running Parallels, that's not an issue because you're in a virtual machine with a Windows PC. So once RSTuner downloads, go ahead and click Open File, and you can run through the wizard. If there's anything in there that you want to change, you can go ahead and change it, but for the most part, you don't really need to change anything. So another thing I didn't mention before, if you have a modern Mac, you'll also want to get one of these USB-C to USB-A adapters, because the RSTuner interface comes with a USB-A cable, which the modern Macs don't have. And this is, I think, like $20. Still a lot cheaper than buying a whole new PC. So once you've downloaded and installed RSTuner software, you're going to want to plug in the RSTuner interface to your PC, and that's when you'll open up RSTuner. So you should be able to go to the start window, and it should be there. If it's not, just search RSTuner and go ahead and open the program. So once you're in the software, it'll have a pop-up that'll say it looks like you're running a new Fastchip VCI, and this is where it'll say in your instruction manual to copy that code and email it so that they can unlock your interface. So this is where you will email info@Fastchip.nl, and you'll paste that code into the email and send that off to them. And you'll wait just a little bit and they'll send you a code back to input into the software so that you can unlock your interface. So once you have your unlock code emailed to you, you can go ahead and copy that and paste that in the box that it says to enter the unlock code, and you'll click unlock VCI. So once you unlock the interface, you'll now be able to connect to the car, and you'll be able to get the ECU screenshot that's required so that you can get your tune from RSTuner. So you'll plug in the interface to your computer and you'll plug it into the car. You'll turn the key to run, don't start it, and you'll click the button that says connect in the top left of the window, and you'll get this pop-up that says turn ignition on and click connect. So go ahead and click connect and it will connect to the car. So once it's connected, you'll go ahead and do your manual VIN entry. You can get your VIN code from the plate on the dash or your registration. So go ahead and input that and click OK. But before you click OK, verify and double check that it's inputted correctly. So now you'll navigate to the top of the window where it says capture and has a little picture of a camera. This is where you'll get the screenshot of your ECU to send back to RSTuner so that you can get your tune. So once you have this screenshot saved to your computer, go ahead and email it to info@Fastchip.nl, and after a little bit of time they'll respond to you with instructions to install the map, and you will also receive the file for your map. So I have the tune downloaded from RSTuner, and now I just gotta go through the steps to install it into the ECU. So what you want to do is make sure your battery is fully charged. So personally what I prefer is to start the engine, let it run for a little bit, let the alternator get the battery charged up a little bit, and then do whatever you need to do. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'll get back with y'all once that's done. Alright, so I've got it charged up a little bit. I didn't warm it up too much, just ran it for a little bit. So next thing you're going to want to do is make sure everything is turned off. Make sure all your lights are turned off, cruise control, and radio, AC, make sure that's off. Everything is turned off. And you're going to stop the engine. So to connect the interface, you'll want to remove the ashtray on the phase 1 and get your OBD cable. Come down here, plug it in. So you'll go ahead and open up RSTuner and we'll go to connect. Now this is where we put the key to the on position, but do not start it. So just like that and do not start. Make sure all your accessories are off and we'll click connect. So it looks like I need to input my VIN again. I've already done it once, but hopefully it works still. Okay, and as you can see, I do have a diagnostic trouble code for my airbag. I just haven't bothered to put the airbag resistor in here yet. I have it, I need to get around to doing it. Maybe I'll do a video on that too. We'll see. I'm thinking with the RSTuner airbag module, I'll be able to delete that code for the airbag without having to put a resistor in for my wheel. So I might just do that to not have to deal with the hardware and just have a software configuration for the airbag. And I'll do a video on that if I decide to do it. But we're gonna go ahead and do a read cal and we're gonna save it, same location. And the cool thing about Parallels with a Mac is whenever I save it here, it'll save both to the Windows Parallel virtual machine and it'll also save to the Mac. So I have it access in both locations. So I'm gonna go ahead and save. All right, so that is complete and you can see again it's disconnected. So we'll disconnect OBD, disconnect USB, and it'll give us the pop-up again saying please reconnect. So we'll reconnect through USB and then we'll put our OBD back in once we have allowed. And now what we're going to do is apply the cal. So we got to connect again. Diagnostic trouble codes found, that's fine. Now we're going to write cal. So I have this saved on my desktop. RSTe Clio 172A300 RON 98 tune. So we're gonna click open and it'll say current A300 3504. Yours will likely be different. We're going to proceed with cal. So it looks like my battery might have gone a little lower, so I'm going to disconnect and I'm going to charge my battery up a little bit and we'll go from there. Alright, so I've let it run for a few minutes, so we're going to try this again. Key off, and now we will connect USB first. Now we're going to connect our OBD. Key to on position, do not start, and we will connect. Now we wait. Okay, diagnostic trouble codes found, obviously. Right cal, RSTe Clio 172A300 STG1 RON 98. Open, it's all correct. Proceed with cal rate, yes. And now we wait. Okay, right procedure completed successfully. Communication with vehicle has been stopped. Okay, so I'm gonna disconnect. So we will switch the ignition off and then on again. Activate the starter without releasing the key until the engine starts. So look at that. Stop the engine to initialize the computer and wait for 30 seconds. So let me put a 30-second timer on my phone. So the 30 seconds is up, and if you have cruise control, you'll need to do additional steps, but I don't have cruise control, so don't have to do those. So I'll go ahead and start again. And everything's operating perfectly. All right, so we have finished installing the new map and we're about to go for a test drive. So let's go see how it drives. Right now I can already tell that it feels so much smoother than it did before. Let's get into power a little bit here. Feel it pulling a little bit more at about quarter throttle. Feels so much smoother. It feels like it's got just a hair bit more power and torque down low where it needs it. Tell that it pulls just a little bit harder now than it did before. Like, I'm seriously happy with these results. This is, goodness, it feels really nice. And I can tell there's a slight sound difference too. Like, I drive this road every day to work, and I know what it sounds like in certain sections, and I can tell that it even sounds slightly different. Like, I'm very happy with where it's at right now. This is quite nice. See what it feels like just driving 5th gear, cruising a little bit down the road. I can tell that I don't need to give it as much gas for it to get going. It does feel really nice. I can feel the extra torque in the mid-range, low range, and we're just cruising at 90 kilometers right now. I can tell that I don't need to give it near as much input on the gas pedal than I did before. Extremely smooth. Everywhere where it was missing power, right exactly where I need it now. So we'll do another little pull right here, just for fun. Even the 3/4 throttle pull feels nicer than it did before. It feels good. It feels really nice. I'm very happy with it. I like to do a little pull because I know I can get up to 160 on this road right here. So let's see. Oh, to 160 it's a lot quicker. Ripping down here. Hopefully don't get stuck behind someone. Yeah, it sounds smoother even. So I know this video was requested quite a bit from a few people on the forums and a few people on YouTube, and I tried to get this out last week, but I realized it was going to be a lot of back and forth because I didn't have all of the video that I needed recorded, talking through it and doing all the steps, and I didn't want to just post a bunch of screen recordings with no audio, so that's why I'm getting it out a little bit late. But yeah, I appreciate all of you who've been leaving me comments and suggesting things that I should record and post here. So keep that up. But as always, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.